What is up, SG here, back with another video. And as you can see, I definitely have a new setup, but I think I'm pretty good with the setup. I'm gonna stick with it. Today I have a new trick, and this one honestly I think is, for a fact, my best trick that I created. In my channel, I obviously have a lot of tricks, and so I'm gonna start out by asking the spectator to shuffle, but of course we don't have a spectator, it's only me, so I'll just shuffle. I'll do a bit of Russian shuffles, Hindu shuffles, and a few cuts, just to know there's a variety and to show that it's a no setup. And yeah, it is a no setup card trick. It's a completely impromptu card trick, which is very good because you can get other people's decks and use those decks to help you get the magic trick. Tell me if you want more types of tricks, and tell me in the comments saying if you like this trick. And if you do, please like this, subscribe, and also if you want a visual trick, type in the comments saying I want a visual trick. If you want an impossible trick, write that. You want an impossible trick? If you want both, write that. If you want misdirection, write that. Anything you want, just write it in the comments if it's appropriate. Okay, I'm sorry. So I shuffled it, and I'm gonna give a few cuts just to make sure. But since you know it's impromptu, it doesn't really matter if I shuffle or not. And just tell me what card you want, but since there's no one here, I'll just pick this card. This one, and I'll show it to the camera. I want it to go in focus. Yeah. And it's fine if I see it. 3 of hearts. Okay. I'll just get this card. Lose it in the deck. Oh my god, I have a butter for this. Alright. And I'll just give a few cuts. Few more cuts, why not? And now I'm gonna ask you guys to think of a number between 10 through 15. Once you thought of a number between 10 through 15, I would ask the spectator to just tell me it. This is sort of like an any card at any number trick, a misdirecting trick, a sleight of hand trick, a visual trick, and an impossible trick. So what is your number? I'll ask for the first time. I'll just say a random number between 10 through 15. 13, that's even. And now I'll ask them, do you want it from the top, middle, or bottom? For this trick, I'll say middle. I'll cut to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, right? And I'll get this deck of 13 cards, right? And I'll ask you if your card's in here, because 13 out of 52, wait, I have jokers for 54. That's pretty good. There's a high chance of actually getting it. So we'll see. 3, Jack, 5, 8, 2, a king, another 2, a 4, a queen, a 10, a joker, a 7, a king. Okay. Right? So was your card in there? They'll say no, because their card was the 3 of hearts. And the 3 of hearts wasn't in here. I'll be like, okay, are you sure? Yes. Okay, so that means it has to be somewhere in this deck, right? If I didn't do any slide fans, then technically, yeah, it should be in here. So yeah. Well, I'm gonna get the deck, keep it face down, and just do this. and one card will go through this deck. One card will go through this deck, and if you see, one card only. All the cards are there still, but one card is face up. I'll keep that face up card on top of that. All of them are face up, but this one face down is your card. Thank you, hope you enjoyed, and now is the tutorial. Okay, so to do the tutorial, it's very simple. As I said in the beginning, it's an impromptu trick, no setup. I just got the abstract playing cards here. Let me put that. I got it from rareplayingcards.com. I'm not sponsored, I would love to be, so. Okay. Just ask them to shuffle. Most of the time, I just give it to them because it gets that feel that they control the deck cards. You don't really, which is the best thing. If they feel like they connected to it, they feel like they did most of it, then you know you got a successful trick. Well, anyways, after they shuffled it completely, I'll do a few more cuts. And that's the main point of this trick. It gets what they're good at, which is telling you what to do, and uses that to trick their mind to think that they did everything. If that didn't make sense, it's fine, really. But if it did, then you'll really understand the concept and you'll feel more confident in doing any types of tricks. If you want to have a more in-depth description of what this is and like theory of more tricks and like where I got this and all that, tell me in the comments and I will start doing theories in my tricks. I just feel like it would be like 20-30 minutes, which would be unnecessary. So after I shuffled it, completely shuffled, I just asked them to pick a card. And this time I'm gonna choose this card. Right. You have the option to look at it like in this. Everyone can look at this, the 8 of clubs. Or you have the option to just look at it and don't show anyone else and ask them to just put it outside. I feel like the second option is better, but the first option is also good. If you're a beginner, I definitely recommend that because you might mess up and just in case you need that backup. Okay, so after that, you get the card and you do a pinky break. If you don't know how to do that, it's gonna be there, no, I don't know where it is, there, or somewhere, it's gonna be in that icon, the eye icon, and all you're gonna do is a pinky break. If you want to do it, just look at the sleight of hand, you're gonna get master that, but I'll just give a little description of that. Okay, so how to do a pinky break, tiny description and tutorial is to just push down on the card, push it up until it just slides right in. You get your pinky and just pop it in there. Now you have this break. That break. For them, it looks like this. There's that little gap, but if you just squeeze tightly, it'll look like nothing. Just hold it and squeeze tightly. Like this. From this angle, looks like nothing. From their angle, it looks like the cards are just a little weird, but not really. From our angle, it looks like that. Next, you just cut the cards. Do a control to the top. Just cut the cards till your pinky is on the top. If your pinky is on the top, that means their card, the 8 of clubs, will be on the top. So now that you got the pinky break and the control on the top, what you should do is ask them a random cards from 10 to 15. You can also do 10 through 20. I just feel like that's a little too much if they choose 20, but you can always do this. Can you do something between 10 through 20, not 10 or 20? You can always say that, which will help you. But yeah, I just like 10 through 15 better. Or you could do 10 through 30 if you really want it. But I do not recommend that. Your trick would be way too long. Okay, so let's say they choose 12. Ask them, do you want it from the top, middle, or bottom? They'll be like, what? And that's the point. You're not supposed to let them know what you're talking about. So they'll just choose something random. Let's say they choose bottom. And then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I like bottom the most because it really feels like it's their choice, because you tend to mess up it's the bottom. But the middle and top, it's like there's always more cards, and there's a lot more cards. So yeah. So there's 12 cards. And after that, all you gotta do is get those 12 cards and secretly do a pinky break like that. And you just got the pinky break. What I do is I keep my hand like this. I get my thumb, push this up. It looks like that without the hand, but I keep my hand, push this up, get my pinky, load it in there, push this down. Just thumb action mostly. You can see my fingers right there. You can see how they're going. And once you do that, it's gonna be perfect. And your pinky will do that. Just practice that a few times if you don't get it first try. Just have your hands now, like this. And you're gonna have that pinky break. And get these cards, put it on top. That's a big part of this, because if you don't, it's actually gonna get mixed up, and they'll see the card and they'll be like, oh, my card is in there. I'll be like, oh no. Okay, so after you did flip it up, make sure to do that. Their card, face down, will be on the bottom. All these other random cards will be on the top. You can get the rest of the deck, just put it outside. It's not really necessary anymore. But what you do is you just count. I don't know why I just snapped. Okay, so just count, and since they chose 12, count to 12 cards. Don't count to 13, or else you're gonna reveal it. You'll see what I'm talking about. 1, 2. You can say either the symbol or number. Don't say both. Actually, you can if you want. I just don't like it really. What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 7th card. 8th card. 9th card. 10th card. 11th card. 12th card. Don't go like this, or else they'll be like, oh no, what is that? Just stop at that. So if it's the 12th card, just say 12, and then be like, did you see your card anywhere there? They'll be like, no, can I see it one more time though? And if they do say that, just push a few cards from here. Just push a few cards and just show. Because you know this card right next to it is like that, so just push like 2-3 cards like that, and then show the rest. But don't flash. Okay? Practice that also. It's a little more difficult. These are all just to make the trick better. It's not necessary. So you practically finished. You can just be like, oh, I snap, and you'll see one card will be face up. You could do that. I just feel like that's a little abrupt. So I just got my trick and made it even better. I got the deck that is face down while these cards are face up. Kept the face up cards in the bottom. Got the deck box. And then you can be like, you can investigate the deck box, and they'll really see that it's an actual deck box and there's nothing inside, but it is thick. And just do this. Now they'll be confused. They'll be like, what are you doing? You can either push the deck, or drop the deck, or riffle the deck, which is what I did. And you'll be like, one card goes through the deck. Inside the face-up cards, the ones that we counted, emphasize this and make it seem like it's really impossible. You'll see one card, only one card. And it's been there the whole time, but they don't know that. Their card.